Hello friends, welcome to my new channel Study with Koyel. Now we discuss about NEET 2023 Botany question paper. So the first question is movement and accumulation of ions across a membrane against their concentration gradient can be explained by active transport. Among the evil quadrant, which one is considered the most important cause driving extinction of species? Correct answer is habitat loss and fragmentation. Identify the pair of heterosporous pteridophyte among the following: Selaginella and Salvinella. Frequency of recombination between gene pairs on same chromosome as a measure of the distance between genes to map their position on chromosome was used for the first time by Alfred Sturtevant. What is the function of tassels in the corn cob? To trap pollen grains. Identify the correct statements. A. Detritivores perform fragmentation. B. The humus is further degraded by some microbes during mineralization. C. Water-soluble inorganic nutrients go down into the soil and get precipitated by a process called leaching. D. The detritus food chain begins with living organism. E. Earthworms break down detritus into smaller particles by a process called catabolism. Choose the correct answer from the option given below. Answer is fourth, A, B, C only. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion A and the other is labeled as reason R. Assertion A. Lead wood has fewer xylary elements with narrow facels. Reason R. Cambium is less active in winters. In the light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the option given below. Answer is fourth. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. The process of appearance of recombination nodules occurs at which substage of prophase 1 in meiosis? Pachytene. Which of the following stages of meiosis involves division of centromere? Correct answer is anaphase 2. During the purification process for recombinant DNA technology, addition of chilled ethanol precipitates out DNA. Family Fabaceae differs from Solanaceae and Liliaceae. With respect to the stamens, pick out the characteristic specific to family Fabaceae but not found in Solanaceae or Liliaceae. Answer is fourth, Didelphus and Dithyca Large, colorful, fragrant flowers with nectars are seen in insect-pollinated plants. Of which of the following phytohormone or juvenile conifers help in hastening the maturity period that leads to early seed production? Gibberellic acid. Axial placentation is observed in China rose, petunia and lemon. Among eukaryotes, replication of DNA takes place in S phase. How many ATP and NADPH2 are required for the synthesis of one molecule of glucose during Calvin cycle? 18 ATP and 12 NADPH2. In gene gun method used to introduce alien DNA into host cell, microparticles of dash metals are used. Tungsten or gold. The atmosphere is measured in the terms of Dobson unit. Unequivocal proof that DNA is the genetic material was first proposed by Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. In the equation, GPP minus R equal to NPP. GPP is gross primary productivity, NPP is net primary productivity. R here is respiratory loss. What is the role of RNA polymerase 3 in the process of transcription in eukaryotes? Transcription of tRNA, 5S RNA and snRNA. Which micronutrient is required for splitting of water molecule during photosynthesis? Manganese. In angiosperm, the haploid, diploid and triploid structures of a fertilized embryo sac sequentially are synergids, zygote and primary endosperm nucleus. The phenomenon of pleiotropism refers to a single gene affecting multiple phenotypic expression. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion A and the other is labeled as reason R. Assertion A. ATP is used at first two step in glycolysis. Reason R. First ATP is used in converting glucose into glucose 6-phosphate and second ATP is used in conversion of fructose 6-phosphate into fructose 1,6-diphosphate. In the light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Cellulose does not form blue color with iodine because it does not contain complex helix and hence cannot hold iodine molecules. Which hormone promotes internode or petiole elongation in deep water rice? Ethylene. Expressed sequence tag refers to all genes that are expressed as RNA. Given below are two statements. Statement 1. The force generated by transpiration can lift a xylem-sized column of water over 130 meters height. Statement 2. Transpiration cools leaf surface sometimes 10 to 15 degrees by evaporative cooling. In the light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. Correct answer is both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. Upon exposure to UV radiation, DNA stained with ethidium bromide will show bright orange color. The historic convention on biological diversity, the Earth Summit, was held in Rio de Janeiro in the year 1992. The reaction center in PS2 has an absorption maxima at 680 nanometer. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion A and the other is labeled as reason R. Assertion A. The first stage of gametophyte in the life cycle of moss is protonema stage. Reason R. Protonema develops directly from spores produced in capsule. In the light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. Both A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. In the tissue culture experiments, leaf mesophyll cells are put in a culture medium to form callus. These phenomena may be called as de-differentiation. Given below are two statements. Statement 1. Endark and exarch are the terms often used for describing the position of secondary xylem in the plant body. Statement 2. Exarch condition is the most common feature of the root system. Statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is true. Identify the correct statements. Lenticels are the lens-shaped opening permitting the exchange of gases. Bark formed only in the season is called hard bark. Bark is a technical term that refers to all tissues exterior to vascular cambium. Bark refers to periderm and secondary phloem. Phylogen is single-layered in thickness. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. A and D. Match list 1 with list 2. Cohesion, mutual attraction among water molecules. Adhesion, attraction towards polar surface. Surface tension, more attraction in liquid phase. Guttation, water loss in liquid phase. Match list 1 with list 2. M phase. Equational division. G2 phase, proteins are synthesized. Quiescent stage, inactive stage. G1 phase, interval between mitosis and initiation of DNA replication. Which of the following statements are correct about Klinefelter syndrome? This disorder was first described by Langdon Down. Such an individual has overall masculine development, however, the feminine development is also expressed. The affected individual is short-statured. Physical, psychomotor, and mental development is retarded. Such individuals are sterile. B and E is the correct answer. Given below are two statements. Statement 1. Gauss's competitive exclusion principle states that two closely related species competing for the same resource cannot coexist indefinitely, and competitively inferior one will be eliminated eventually. Statement 2. In general, carnivores are more adversely affected by competition than herbivores. In the light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is false. How many different proteins does the ribosome consist of? 80. Which of the following combinations is required for chemiosmosis? Membrane, proton pump, proton gradient, ATP synthesis. Which one of the following statements is not correct? Algal bloom caused by excess of organic matter in water improve water quality and promote fisheries. This is the correct option. Match list 1 with list 2. Mutualism plus plus. Commensalism plus 0. Amensalism minus 0. Parasitism plus minus. Main steps in the formation of recombinant DNA are given below. Arrange these steps in a correct sequence. First, cutting of DNA at specific location by restriction enzyme. Second, isolation of desired DNA fragment. Third, amplification of gene of interest using PCR. Last, insertion of recombinant DNA into a host cell. Match list 1 with list 2. A. Iron, activator of catalase. Zinc, synthesis of auxin. Boron, cell elongation and differentiation. Molybdenum, component of nitrate reductase. Match list 1 with list 2. Oxidative decarboxylation, pyruvate dehydrogenase. Glycolysis, EMP pathway. Oxidative phosphorylation, electron transport chain. Tricarboxylic acid cycle, citrate synthesis. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion A and the other is labeled as reason R. Is the assertion A: in gymnosperm, the pollen grains are released from the microsporangium and carried by air currents. Reason R: air currents carry the pollen grain to the mouth of the archegonia, where the male gametes are discharged and pollen tube is not formed. In the light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. Assertion is true, but reason is false. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertion A and the other is labeled as reason R. Assertion A: a flower is defined as modified shoot wherein the shoot apical meristem changes to floral meristem. Reason R: internode of the shoot gets condensed to produce different floral appendage laterally at successive nodes instead of leaves. In the light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Malonate inhibits the growth of pathogenic bacteria by inhibiting the activity of succinic dehydrogenase.